Good afternoon. This is Rich Nass, Executive Vice President with Open Systems Media and leader of the Embedded and IoT franchises. I'm here for this week's 5 Minutes With discussion. This week, I'll be speaking to Peter Claydon, who is the CEO of ContinuumBridge. Good morning, or in your case, good afternoon, Peter.
Yes, good morning to you, or good afternoon to me.
Okay, so the first thing I noticed about your company is that it's really hard to spell the name of your company, ContinuumBridge. Am I the only one who struggles with that?
No, and it's especially bad with you when you're telling people how to spell it, and you end up saying W, so people put down the W there instead of two U's. In hindsight, maybe it wasn't the best of names, but people seem to get used to it very quickly.
I'm sure, and as long as they can plug in the URL, that's generally all that's important. Okay.
Yes.
So speaking of the company's URL, I looked at your website, and I have to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure what it is that you guys do. Would you mind explaining briefly what it is that ContinuumBridge does?
Yes, we developed a platform which connects things, as in the Internet of Things, to the Internet and manages them. So the key things there are giving the things an identity, like it's the photocopier on the third floor of the building, knowing what their status is in terms of what their battery power, how much they've got in their battery, knowing that they are connected, the data flowing from them, and being able to update the software and so on. And we've actually applied that platform in specific areas. One, which we call WISP, is for healthcare and assisted living, where we're helping healthcare professionals to monitor vulnerable people. And the other application area is in facilities management, industrial IoT. The chief product we have there is a button that we call Spur, which is an internet-connected button with a display on it.
Okay, I'm intrigued by the latter. What exactly does that button do?
Well, we were talking to some customers. This goes back, I think, about 18 months ago, and the Amazon Dash button had just come out. And the Amazon Dash button, for those who don't know, is a button in your home, and it orders something from Amazon, like a washing powder or soap flakes, something like that you consume a lot of. And you push this, it's connected to your home Wi-Fi, and it orders the product. And our customer said, maybe you could apply this in a commercial environment as well. For example, does a washroom need cleaning? Or has a printer run out of toner, for example, or a bin needs emptying? And we came up with this idea, and we thought, well, it'll be useful to have some interaction on this button as well, not just sitting there, something you press. So we put a small e-ink display on it, so we could display why you want to press the button, and also to give some feedback. For example, someone will be here to replenish the toner in the printer by 10:30 a.m. And we also, some of the other things we did for that were, we realized you don't want to create a job for someone as a battery changer. So we went for a battery life of 5 years. And we also wanted to have a good wireless range for it. So we have a wireless technology that will cover several floors of a typical office building.
So does that mean that it's user definable? Is that what you're getting at?
Yes, it is. We actually have a web portal, and on that you essentially draw a flow chart on it. You say, well, if I wanted to say, for example, do you think this washroom needs cleaning? And in fact, you can push the right side or left side of the button. So it would be, say, push left for no and push right for yes. And then if you push whichever side you push, you can then get it to send it can send simple things like send emails to people, send a text message that can go into our back end, which and other people's back ends, in fact, so that go into a workforce management system, so that under the right circumstances, a cleaner will be sent to that washroom to clean it. And you configure it to do that. We have customers who are using it for just that. Another major use we have is in factories and warehouses, particularly if equipment breaks down, someone wants to call a manager to a particular location, or they run out of supplies, for example, packing material.
Now, you use the word industrial, and I have a different definition of industrial, and it's not what you're using. But I could see where this could really be valuable in a real industrial manufacturing environment. Are you playing in that space as well?
Yes, we are. And that wasn't an area we originally thought that we were going to play. We thought it was more the facilities management and potentially leisure and retail as well. But as always in a small company like ours, you tend to go where your customers are pulling you. And we got a lot of engagements in that sort of industrial environment. And it is in a factory shop floor. And you think, all these machines are going to be connected to, some sort of system anyway, so people will be notified. But in fact, it's often not the case. And particularly a manufacturer might say you might have 5 lines, and they'll have equipment there that might have come from 3 different manufacturers of the equipment. And an easy way of actually integrating that into one system is just to put some buttons on it. It's cheap, it's easy, you just stick them on, and then when something goes wrong, someone can push that. And that means the person who's there on the shop floor, if something only goes wrong occasionally, they don't have to know, well, what would often happen at the moment. If someone will go wandering off to find a manager to say, such and such a piece of equipment seems to be faulty, who do I get in touch with? And there's quite a delay where it's just pushing the button, instantly goes through to wherever it's meant to go, and someone can respond.
Okay, so going back to what you said originally in the beginning about each end device having its own unique ID, that sounds like a software headache. I won't say nightmare, but I will say headache. Is that fair, from the user's perspective?
In fact, it's what users like. When I say a unique ID, it was, third floor photocopier. And particularly in the environment we are, say, management, that will be the ID that someone wants. So someone might say program a lot of our spur buttons up, and they will then say on them, it's the second floor photocopier, it's the third floor, or whatever. So they'll just go and put those, deploy those in the positions where it's for them. And then when something goes wrong, it's that information that comes back. It's fairly direct. Everything has an identity. We found this in things like temperature measurements as well. There's actually quite, I don't think many people appreciate it in saying, this temperature value we've got, what does it mean? And some people are trying to do a lot of things with GPS, for example, to determine where it means. But GPS in itself may not tell you it's in the CEO's office, for example. And it's far better to actually have an actual name that means something to a human being.
Well, I can tell you from experience, I don't want anything in the CEO's office, but that's a whole different discussion. Okay. We're just about out of time. I find this very interesting, and I assume somebody can find more information at ContinuumBridge.com, assuming they can spell it?
That's correctly, yes. Continuum with 2 M's. Sorry, no, my mistake, with Continuum with 2 U's.
2 U's, very good. Well, that was Peter Claydon. He is the CEO of ContinuumBridge, and I'm Rich Nass with Open Systems Media. I would like to thank you, Peter. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much, Rich.